Hi guys, thank you for joining me in this decoupage project. The whole point of this video is to give you an idea as to what you could do with a decoupage technique. For this project, the goal is to change the look of an existing mannequin torso like this one. This one's not really an old one, but it did have a few scratches, nicks and scuffing, which the new covering in paper can hide very easily. And of course this gives it a new look and a new life. This particular mannequin was covered in tissue paper, which had some kind of brownish beige tones as well as some reddish floral detail. What I really like about this was the writing on it. This one had some French writing on it, so it makes it look real neat. Now you can display this in your place of business, or you can use it as a decorative piece. To have an interest in mannequins, as you can see, I've done a couple of other videos on this. Over the years I've done many different mannequin projects, and these have been used in my business, my online business, as well as I have kind of redone them for different purposes as well as for resale. So I hope that you will stay tuned and you get some ideas. This particular one is the one that I've been working on with tissue paper as well. This is already an example of sort of a repurpose, not really a repurpose, but maybe, you know, a way to change the mannequin. So it has been altered a little bit previous to this decoupage project. And so this bar that you see here inserts into a base, and the mannequin just sort of suspends on it. I will show you at the end of the project what that looks like. As I was saying before, I've used the tissue paper, which you can find in a variety of patterns, and I really like to use this for this kind of project because mannequins are very curvy. They have a lot of little, you know, spaces and a lot of contour, so tissue paper works really well for that. If you wanted to use a different kind of paper, like scrapbook paper, you probably could, but you'd have to tear or cut up the pieces that you're going to be molding onto the surface a lot more, you know, in smaller sizes. Now this one I have torn in pieces by hand, as well as I have used the scissors, so it really depends on how, you know, the surface that you're working on is, and therefore what size pieces of paper it will require. So I've used, I mean, once you see this all together, it really looks like, you know, it was one big piece that just kind of hugs the shape of this mannequin, but in fact these are just tiny little pieces of paper that have been put back together to cover the entire. Before I started, I wanted to point out that I had kind of prepared the surface on this mannequin. This one had the sockets for the arm blades that it was, you know, once used with, and so that they wouldn't show, I actually covered that in paper, and then I continued with different layers of paper as well as the tissue paper on top. This one, again, like most of these products, is glue as well as sealant at the same time. So the goal to do in this kind of project is to gather your pieces of paper. You can tear them as you go along, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I tend to work really fast, so I will, you know, I did this whole section, I mean everything that you see here, I did this in probably less than 2 hours. Okay, so I've just applied a little area right here that I'm going to show you. I'm using an artist brush, and so I get a little bit of the Mod Podge. I cover the surface that I will be putting the paper on, and then I place the paper on it. So, and like I said, I work very fast. You want to make sure that you're kind of overlapping the paper. Never leave any empty or areas Mod Podge on top of the paper I just applied. Imagine how you could personalize it depending on what kind of project you're working on. This can be done on furniture, can be done on any decorative items, you know, like a picture frame, an old trunk, and the kinds of paper you could use, again, could be unlimited. You can use new paper that you can buy in the hobby shop, or you could buy scrapbooking paper, but you could also use old magazines, old newspapers. You could use, you could repurpose some Christmas wrapping paper, or wrapping paper of any kind, really. Another thing that's a classic to do with this kind of project is to use photographs, old photographs, which you can make color copies of, or you could use magazine cutouts. You could use so many things. So I'm now about to place the very last piece. And remember that for this kind of project on a mannequin, the tissue paper works really well because it's very thin and it molds very nicely. And as I glue, I also seal it, so it's like varnishing it at the same time. There is no need to go back and do another layer of Mod Podge. So at this point, I'm going to let it dry. Hi guys, so this is the final result on this mannequin. And as promised, I'm showing it to you on the base that it was sort of made to be displayed on. And this was the previous. And here's the mannequin with some clothes on, so it looks pretty nice. I think it would be a nice display in the window. And again, it's very much like a sculpture, so it could look nice kind of as a prop in your home. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Also, at the end of this video, you can see some other mannequin transformations.